We're doing it. Look at that. It happened again. Get your news on with Ron. We're going to do it again. Again, we're doing it. How neat is that? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? It's like, you never know what the day brings. You never know if there's going to be a surprise of sorts in a good way or a bad way. But this mug is slippery. I almost dropped it. Did you see that? Sometimes in life, mugs get slippery. Sometimes you drop them. And you were never expecting to drop it. But you did. And you gotta deal with it. And all you can do when you drop a mug is pick up the pieces. And sometimes life is a dropped coffee mug. Other times life is a successful sip of coffee. And Miriam, thank you for the compliment on the mug. It's an owl. I enjoy it too. What's up, Susan? Good morning. Hi, Karen. Hello, Larry. Poopy Cakes. Love the screen name. What's up, Doug? Miriam, again, thank you for the compliment on the mug. Hello, Justine. Good to see you. Hi, my guest. Good to see you. It's been a minute. What's up, Edwin? What's up, Matthew? Give a hoot, don't pollute, says Miriam, and I like that. I enjoy that. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I hope everyone is... What's up, Mike Spicer? Mike, I think I saw your picture, and I very much appreciated the drawing, although, of course, I cannot endorse that drawing all the time. I can endorse that drawing right now, since I am rooting for the Bruins for my fiance, but I cannot. What's up, Emos? Thank you very much. Emos says, give the stream a like, which please do. That'd be awesome. Thank you for that, Emos. What's up, Tim? Jordan just watched the Kevy H video. Thanks, Jordan. What's up, GBX? Good to see you. What's up, Natalia? And guys, we're over 30, so we got to get started. What's up? Welcome to Get Your News On With Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I got the news from y'all. People tweet articles, they put them in our Reddit subsection, and that's how we build the show. I'm seeing everything for the first time. You guys are seeing everything for the first time. That's how we do things. And sometimes we get breaking news, like right now. Right now, we got some breaking news going on. Edwin sent this, just a minute before the show started, but this is important. This article is only 32 minutes old, and it tells us something kind of interesting. It tells us who's in and out of the Democratic debates. Let's go to it. Boom. Who's in and out of the first Democratic debates? Very straightforward headline. Just kind of tells you what you can expect. Who's in and out? Well, who's in and out? We're about to find out. I don't fucking know. Wouldn't it be weird if I knew already? And I'm like, you guys, there's some surprises. I'll give you a hint. I'll play a song, and that song's a hint. But I have no idea what it might say. I might have made it. I don't know. I might have made it. I might be up there. In which case, I hope I do well. There's some people up there where you're just like, if they can get up there, I feel like literally anyone can. I feel like anybody could just get on that stage. Which, by the way, before we jump into that, before I forget, actually, we'll do Song of the Day after this. I don't want to keep people in anticipation. We're all wondering who made it and who didn't. I don't want to talk about a million other things. And then, all right, here we go. Who's in and who's out? Zach Montalero is going to tell us. A prominent governor running in the Democratic primary is at serious risk of getting shut out of the party's first presidential debates, while a mediation guru and obscure tech entrepreneur take the stage for the most important event of the race so far. So I'm guessing they're referring to Marianne Williamson and Andrew Yang. I don't know if I would refer to Andrew Yang as obscure. I don't think that's accurate. I'm not, I'm not the biggest Andrew Yang fan in the world. We've talked about that, but I wouldn't. I mean, he has a best-selling book, doesn't he? I don't know if it's fair to call him obscure, but anyway, not important. And I'm assuming that's who they're referring to in that comment. Maybe they're referring to someone else. I kind of just want the names. This person's like writing a freaking novel for us. All right, let's see. Don't they just give us a list? Why wasn't this article just a list of names? Like, why do we need... Oh, okay, all right. This article's really fucking long, and they don't even just tell us who the names are. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, wow, here it is. All right, I just missed it. All right, the 13 candidates who can book their tickets to Miami include the race's top figures: Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg. Buttigieg. He doesn't say his name right. Pete Buttigieg. He doesn't say his name right. He criticizes the guy, but then he doesn't say his name right. Why won't he say his name right? Why is he doing an impression of Count Chocula when he says Pete Buttigieg's name? Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Beto O'Rourke, stand on something, stand for nothing. Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, and Julian Castro are the top polling candidates. Following a random drawing, they will be split across the 2 nights, with 5 on one night and 4 on the other. So those are the folks that are for sure in. We got Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Beto O'Rourke, stand on something, stand for nothing. Cory Booker, which, remember, that guy's still running? I don't even know. Does he know that? Does Cory Booker know he's running? Does he know that? Let's tweet him. Let's tweet him and find out. You know what? We're going to tweet Cory Booker right now. All right. Let's go ahead and find him on Twitter. Let's see if he hasn't blocked me. I don't think he has. Hey, man. Saw you made the debate stage and was just wondering if you remembered you are supposedly running for president. Thought. Okay. All right. So let's see what he says. He might not know. I mean, I'm not a big Cory Booker fan, so I feel like I just maybe did him a favor. Man. All right. Well, whatever. I mean, he has the right to run. That's his choice, and maybe somebody needed to remind him. What if he replies to me and he's like, "Oh shit," and I'm like, you can still not. It's okay if you don't. But I mean, I'm letting him know. All right, so they're the top polling candidates. Following a random drawing, they will be split across the 2 nights, with 5 on one night and 4 on the other. But also, meeting both the polling and fundraising thresholds. Oh, I got to go back to the article. What am I doing? Meeting both the polling and fundraising thresholds are Tulsi Gabbard, Jay Inslee, and 2 lesser-known figures, Marianne Williamson and Andrew Yang. They're both well-known people. I don't know why the author of this article insists they're not in politics. They're not in politics, but they're both very well-known people. And by the way, I have strong disagreements with both. I disagree with Marianne Williamson on healthcare. She's not for single payer. I disagree with Andrew Yang, on wages and a lot of other issues too. But they're both Like, to say he's obscure and to say like they're not known, like they're known, they're just not in the Beltway. I mean, I'm nitpicking, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't think that's fair to either one of them. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, is that? I'm pretty sure Marianne Williamson has over 1 million followers on Twitter. She's not an unknown entity. And by the way, there's a lot of presidential contenders who have a lot less than that and who suck on Twitter. By the way, we're gonna be talking about John Delaney later in the show. Speaking of which, anyway, it's just me noticing that. All right, so okay, among those 13 candidates, the rest of the field gets murky. According to Politico analysis, an additional 7 candidates have hit the polling threshold. Michael Bennet, Bill de Blasio, John Delaney, I don't know how the hell that happened, Kristen Gillibrand, John Hickenlooper, Tim Ryan, and Eric Swalwell. That list does not include Bullock, who Politico has previously believed to have qualified. Okay. Bullock's campaign was sharply critical of the announcement. While Governor Bullock was expanding Medicaid to 1 in 10 Montanans, despite a 2/3 Republican legislator, the DNC was making arbitrary rules behind closed doors. Okay. That's true. They always do that, though. I mean... Okay, so, but there was nothing laid out in the original set of rules. Okay, so they're saying how the DNC is making up rules as they go along, which is something they always do. So let's see, I guess that's... So if Bullock does ultimately qualify, that would make 21 candidates who have met at least one of the 2 criteria. The DNC has repeatedly said it would limit the first 2 debates to 20 participants, and it has outlined a series of tiebreakers to trim the field. Candidates who have not crossed both thresholds will be sorted by their polling average, which is calculated by taking a candidate's top 3 highest polls, so long as those polls are from different pollsters or from the same pollster in different regions. So the polls, they separate the polls, and then you poll the polls, and then you poll the polls, and we determine who gets on the stage. So far, no candidate who has only crossed the polling threshold has a polling average higher than 1.5%. 3 of these candidates have an average of 1.3%. Gillibrand, Hickenlooper, and Ryan. Yeah, because who looks at any of those people and goes, yep, that's my person. That's the guy who got booed off stage in California and told a really creepy story about watching porn with his mom. John Hickenlooper. That's my guy. That's my guy. I want him to rock this. I just connect with him when he's telling me how we can't have health care and then talking about watching porn with his mom. That's like what you expect from a creepy person sitting alone at a bar where like the news is on just randomly and they're sitting alone. They're like, we can't have universal health care, but this one time I saw a porn with my mom. And you're like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you right now. I think I'm going to go over here. Who's ever met that person and been like, you should run for president? I am inspired, sir or madam. All right. Okay, so their polling sucks, and, I get it. All right, Representative Seth Moulton, Wayne Massam, and former Senator Mike Gravel has not crossed either threshold. I'm a fan of one of those, Mike Gravel. They appear unlikely to hit the polling threshold based off past results, and because 20 candidates have hit the polling threshold, it is impossible for them to qualify through donors alone. All right, well, I really want to see Mike Gravel get onto the debate stage. Because it'd be great to just hear him dismantle Joe Biden again. Like he did in 2008. Be cool to see him do that again. And that's why he wants to get there, by the way. Mike Gravel, he knows he's not going to win. He wants to support Bernie and Tulsi, but he's like, I need to be on that debate stage to push the whole thing to the left and to call out these establishment candidates. Because he would be calling out the establishment candidates with absolutely nothing to lose. All right, so that's what we know so far about this article. So, and here we go. The candidates will be split into 2 groups, one of high-polling candidates and one of low-polling candidates. Those 2 groups will be evenly and randomly divided across the 2 nights. Well, so that's good at least that they're not just keeping them all together. So that way you get a mix of candidates each night. So it's not like the big names are all just together for one night and the smaller names are not, you're going to have a mix of names. So that is a good thing. That seems like a good thing. And right now, again, the folks we know can already plan their ticket to Miami. Those folks are, let me scroll back up to it. I feel like this could have been a way shorter article. All right, so the 13 candidates who can already book their tickets to Miami: Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Beto O'Rourke, stand on something, stand for nothing. Cory Booker, does he know he's running? Dude, I'm running for president. Amy Klobuchar, Julian Castro. All right, they're going to be split across 2 nights. And then the rest of the field gets a little murky. Are we going to see porn mom dude John Hickenlooper? Are we going to see I really suck at Twitter and I'm pretty much a Republican, why don't I just join their party, John Delaney? Are we going to see Kristen Gillibrand? Are we going to see Bill de Blasio, the dude that his own city that he's a mayor of begged him not to run? We can only wait in anticipation. So there's some breaking news for you. There you have it. And it's going to be happening soon. All right. Exciting stuff. Debates. We're already upon them because our election seasons never end. They just keep going. So since we're on 2020, let's go to a dude named John Delaney. Oh, first we'll see if Cory Booker responded to me. Let's see if he had anything to say here. Maybe he responded. That'd be a fun bump if he did. No, got a couple likes, but he didn't respond. Yeah, no response. Go ahead and give it a retweet if you want. We'll see if maybe if that helps. All right. So there we go. No response from Cory Booker. He might not know he's running for president. And that would be a fun breaking news thing on this show. If we're like, hey man, Cory Booker, he didn't know he was running for president. Now he does. All right. This person knows they're running for president, although they shouldn't be because they're awful. John Delaney. John Delaney's 2020 agenda: national service for young people, prepare for artificial intelligence, carbon tax, and reduce emissions. Oh, and by the way, we can't have single payer. There he is. That's John Delaney. Okay. Former Congressman John Delaney is running for president for some unknown reason, pledging to enact a new national service for all young Americans, a national strategy, quote-unquote, to prepare for the impact of artificial intelligence on the labor market, and a carbon tax, among other measures to fight climate change. He is also vowing large but unspecified cuts to the federal debt. Because unspecified because he's probably going to go after social programs. This is probably a right-wing Republican approach. A new national health program for everyone younger than 65. He's against single payer because he's in bed with the pharmaceutical industry and big pharma and the insurance industry. And re-entering the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade. Oh, good idea. Good. That's awesome. No, it's not awesome. The TPP's terrible. He wants to go back into it. Delaney, who has a far lower national profile, that is putting it gently. That is putting it very gently. That greatly complicates his chance to win. No, he has no chance to win. Or even be competitive in the Democratic presidential primary. Look, okay, so here's something. I have tweeted John Delaney the past 3 days. Every time I tweeted at him, I ended up hijacking his thread, meaning my response got more engagement and positive engagement than his initial tweet. Okay, here's an open letter, which I think I'm eventually going to write the guy. If you get your thread hijacked by a comedian who streams a show from his one-bedroom apartment, and your thread gets successfully hijacked by that guy 3 days in a row, you are not qualified to run for president. You are not qualified to be a politician, really. You should be doing something else. You're not in the right field. You should be doing something else with your life. In John Delaney's case, you should be maybe a sales rep for a health insurance company since you love the insurance industry so much. Maybe you can do, I don't know. I mean, there's tons of stuff he could do. It's not my responsibility to find the guy a different gig, but he's not meant to be a politician. And that's why I'm tweeting him. I'm not tweeting him because I just want to be a troll for no reason. I'm tweeting him because people like him are very big roadblocks. He's against single payer. He's against all progressive policy ideas. Meanwhile, he gets stage time, and he is just another hurdle towards us actually having a progressive candidate like Bernie Sanders or Tulsi Gabbard. Hopefully, the both of them together. I think that's our only chance going up against Trump in 2020. He is a partisan hack who has never had an original idea in his life, at least based on the way he presents himself as a presidential candidate. And people like him need to just get out of the way. They need to get out of the way because people are hurting. We have 45,000 people that die per year because of lack of health care, and politicians like John Delaney are standing in the way of us fixing that problem. So, John Delaney, if you care at all about anyone but yourself, if you actually want to be a public servant, which I know you don't, but if you do, you should do one of two things. One, you should just get out of politics completely because I'm sorry, you're just not qualified to be in it. And you don't even have the propaganda down right. Like it's not necessarily a noble profession in many ways. There are some people who make it noble, but overall it's not a noble profession. But you're not even good at faking it. I mean, that's what the past couple days should indicate to you. That's what getting booed off stage at KDEM should indicate to you. That's what your campaign at large should indicate to you. You're just not meant to be in this. You're not a good enough liar for this. And you're certainly not one of the genuine politicians out there. So, you're not good at being a bad guy. You're not good at being a good guy. You're just not meant for this. Period. So the best thing you can do is either become a Republican, which is what you are. That's just definitionally what you are. I mean, even people on Fox News were saying it. Why doesn't John Delaney and John Hickenlooper just join the Republicans? We'd welcome those ideas there. They would never have to worry about getting booed at a Republican event saying we can't have single-payer health care. We need incremental change on climate change, whatever other right-wing bullshit ideas they parrot. Just join the Republicans. So either join the Republicans and get in that primary field and go up against Trump. You might make some waves there. You wouldn't win, but you might make some waves there. Or just kind of do something else. Do something else. So that's pretty much... Any article about John Delaney should just be like, this guy is not fit for office. He's not meant to be a politician. In a system as corrupt as ours, he's not meant to be a corrupt politician or a genuine one. He's just not meant for this. And that's okay. I mean there's a lot of people that would fall into that category. If you're like, hey, I have no convictions or opinions, I just want to be a mouthpiece for the establishment because I know it pays well. But then it's like you're just not good at being that mouthpiece because you're just naturally not a good liar. You're just not going to be fit for politics because it's like, well, you can either try to be a diamond in the rough and really connect with people, or you can just be a total tool. Those are your options. And I'm not saying it should be that way. I'm just saying that's the way it is. If we're being real, that's the way it is. So if you're not able, to be a diamond in the rough because you don't have any opinions or convictions, and you're not a good enough liar to be one of the corrupt politicians, which is most of them, you should just be doing something else with your life. So either give the Republicans a shot, see if that changes things for you, or, go do something else. I don't know what you should do, John Delaney. I'm not your career counselor. I don't have anything for you there. I recommend not being a writer. I mean, your tweets are pretty fucking horrible. I'm sure someone else writes those for you, although I don't know how that guy can afford a staff based on how horrific his campaign is, but who knows. Donor money, I guess. But yeah. Okay, John Delaney, the guy a comedian who streams from his one-bedroom apartment, can hijack your Twitter threads on a daily basis, and everybody else is just telling you how terrible you are, and you get booed off stage. Shouldn't be in politics. You shouldn't be in politics. All right. I don't think we need to say anything else about John Delaney. All right. So we'll go... Someone shared this Biden article with me. We've been talking about Biden some. Okay, so what's Biden up to today? Accused of plagiarism, Biden campaign admits lifting carbon capture section of climate plan from fossil fuel-backed group. Beautiful. Good group to steal from. Fossil fuel-backed group. Almost immediately after releasing a climate plan on Tuesday that Green Group slammed as woefully inadequate, in part of its embrace to industry-backed proposals such as carbon capture, presumptive 2020 Democratic frontrunner Joe Biden faced accusations of plagiarizing language from a number of sources, including a coalition consisting of major fossil fuel companies. John Nelson, vice president of the progressive organization Credo Mobile, was the first to highlight possible instances of plagiarism in Biden's plan. Membership of the Carbon Capture Coalition, which some of Biden's language appears to have originated, includes Shell, Peabody Energy, Arch Coal, and Cloud Peak Energy. All the good guys, wrote Nelson. In a paragraph about carbon capture, the former vice president's plan, which has since been updated with citations, read, Biden's goal is to make CCUS a widely available, cost-effective, and rapidly scalable solution to reduce carbon emissions and meet mid-century climate goals. The line from Biden's plan was almost identical to the Our Work section of the website for Carbon Capture Coalition Center for Climate and Energy Solutions. Wow. So this looked like here's another thing that they're saying here. This looked like the type of thing the coal industry, trade groups, and coal companies themselves say about carbon capture. And Biden also has a long history of plagiarism scandals. Good job, Joe Biden. So you're parroting the oil companies' ideas on how to fix climate change and what to do about the climate, which, by the way, they're basically suggesting more of the same, and they're going to just wreak havoc on the climate. That's all they do to pat their own pockets. So not only is he parroting the fossil fuel industry, he's actually straight up plagiarizing them. It's not like he's just rephrasing their ideas or packaging them with a little bow. He's just straight up plagiarizing them, which he has a history of doing, plagiarizing. Great job, Joe Biden. We already know Joe Biden is in bed with the fossil fuel companies, but I guess he's in bed to the point where he feels like copying and pasting is a good strategy for his platform. All right. Way to go, Joe Biden. So, we'll go over to Big Pharma for a little bit. So this was all over the blogosphere yesterday. Pfizer had clues its blockbuster drug could prevent Alzheimer's. Why didn't it tell the world? A team of researchers inside Pfizer made a startling find in 2015. The company's blockbuster rheumatoid arthritis therapy, Enbrel, a powerful anti-inflammatory drug, appeared to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease by 64%. The results were from an analysis of hundreds of thousands of insurance claims. Verifying that the drug would actually have that effect in people would require a costly clinical trial, and after several years of internal discussion, Pfizer opted against further investigation and chose not to make the data public. Researchers in the company's Division of Inflammation and Immunology urged Pfizer to conduct a clinical trial on thousands of patients, which they estimated would cost $80 million, to see if the signal contained in the data was real. The company told the Post it decided during its 3 years of internal reviews that Enbrel did not show promise for Alzheimer's prevention because the drug does not directly reach brain tissue. It deemed the likelihood of a successful clinical trial to be low. A synopsis of its statistical findings prepared for outside publication, it says, did not meet its rigorous scientific standards. So they're trying to say that science was the sole determining factor against moving forward. Likewise, Pfizer said it opted against publication of its data because of its doubts about the results. It said publishing the information might have led outside scientists down an invalid pathway. That's bullshit. I mean, really, well, that is complete bullshit. We didn't want to publish our findings. Why? Well, because they didn't indicate that thing that we thought. Why didn't you just publish the findings then? Why does Pfizer think that all the scientists in the country are just that dumb and they can't just run with an evolving body of work and see what they can add to it? You didn't publish the findings because you're claiming it didn't indicate what folks were hoping it indicated, that it had a direct connection to Alzheimer's. You're claiming it didn't indicate that. So why wouldn't you publish it and be like, hey, we can't call this a direct link, but maybe there's something here. Does someone else want to tinker with it? That's how science works. You experiment. You explore different hypotheses. You're saying, hey, we think we might have a route of connection here, but we're not sure. And then another scientist looks at that data. They look at those variables. They look at the way the study was conducted, and they think, you know what? If we did the study this way, we might get another clue on XYZ. That's what science is. It's experimentation, it's probability, it's exploration, it's data analysis. That's science. So, if you didn't publish the findings, maybe it's because there was a stronger correlation and you didn't want to actually spend the money to explore this stuff because you don't care. Because there's no money in a cure. There's only so much money in a cure. I'm not saying that they figured out a cure for Alzheimer's. We don't know that. We can't jump to that conclusion, especially since they're keeping us on the dark about what they actually found. But the fact that they refused to publish it, and that was solely a scientific decision, that's the opposite of science. You think you may have a correlation at stake here, so you don't share information. That makes no sense whatsoever. That's the opposite of what science is and what science is supposed to do. So what this really comes down to is when it comes to helping people or potentially helping people, the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want to spend money on that because that doesn't help them. That's not a good investment for them. So the folks producing your medicine don't really want to help you. Pfizer. Way to go, Pfizer. But speaking of medicine, so recently Colorado decriminalized mushrooms, and guess who did next? Oakland, California. These are healing plants. Oakland decriminalizes magic mushrooms. The move by the Northern California city comes 1 month after voters in Denver approved a similar initiative to decriminalize magic mushrooms. Oakland has become the second city in the U.S. to decriminalize mushrooms and other psychedelics, with a policy that activists hope will spark a national legalization movement. The measure, passed on Tuesday night by council members in the progressive Northern California city, comes 1 month after voters in Denver approved a similar ballot initiative to decriminalize psilocybin, which supporters say can help treat depression, PTSD, and other conditions. The Oakland measure, which gained unanimous approval, decriminalizes adult use of psychoactive plants and fungi, including mushrooms, cacti, iboga, and, ayahuasca. Yeah, ayahuasca. When I first saw it, I was like, wait, and I'm like, yep, ayahuasca. Decriminalization means the city is effectively directing law enforcement not to investigate or prosecute people for the use, sale, or distribution of these plants and fungi. The resolution cited research linking psychedelics and natural hallucinogens to a range of mental health benefits. Oakland, California. Oakland, California, decriminalizing mushrooms. And there you go. There you go. A lot of pizza delivery folks are going to be faced with some hard decisions coming up in Oakland, California, and in Denver, Colorado. Hey, here's your pizza. Hey, just so you know, we're putting magic mushrooms on this. Are you in? And then you have a decision to make. You should probably say no. These are strangers. You're delivering a pizza to them. You should probably say no. You know, if you're going to do mushrooms, you should be in a comfortable environment with people. You know, I do feel that way. Not that I'm a connoisseur. Not that I'm an expert. I'm not. I'm far from it. But I feel like that's best with people you know, in a comfortable environment. If you're delivering a pizza, hey, here's your pizza. We're going to put magic mushrooms on this. You in? I feel like you should, that my shift's not over. And, So I recommend, not doing that. But I'm not telling anyone how to live. It's not my business. But, there you go. So magic mushrooms, they're going to get them. And by the way, this shows the power of going local. The council member said, hey, we're doing this, so they got it. Locally, that's where you really do have a voice and where you can really affect change. And if you form a coalition where some people are working on causes, some people are working on grassroots organizing, some people are running for office, then you can really change things like Gail McLaughlin did in Richmond, where her Progressive Alliance put Chevron out of town. They got Chevron out of their town. Imagine if we did that all over the country. And it starts with one shroom decriminalization at a time. All right, let me go to you guys. We got to end the show early today because I have a lot of outreach to do for the Epic live stream for net neutrality, which, by the way, an update on that, Epic live stream for net neutrality. Go to epiclivestream.com. On June 11th, we're going to be live streaming all day, and we're going to be going to Mitch McConnell's office to deliver a petition to demand net neutrality. Save the Internet. The Save the Internet bill passed the House. Mitch McConnell said it's dead on arrival at the Senate, so we demand that they take up net neutrality. So we're going to have an all-day live stream in honor of net neutrality, June 11th, epiclivestream.com. And I'm going to be in D.C. on June 11th because the Progressive Comedies Tour starts the next day. And so we're going to be going to Mitch McConnell's office, and hopefully we're going to be live streaming all of that. That's what we're working on. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Jilly says that shrooms and weed are natural. They are, and I like that too. Municipal Broadband Now, says Austin. Amen, Austin. We're working on it. Let's see. Zero Divisor says tea is the only way to do mushrooms. No stomach trouble at all from digesting gross dried material. I've heard that's a good way. I've never done it with tea. I've had like pot infused tea before, which I really liked. When I did mushrooms, I had them on a peanut butter sandwich, and I couldn't really taste them, and I didn't get an upset stomach. So, yeah. Shroom burgers. Let's see, what else are y'all saying? A lot of you guys are giving shout-outs for tea. Pete Buttigieg! His fans get so mad when you don't say his name right. They get so upset by it. It's pretty funny. They get so mad, and it's not. I think I'm actually pronouncing it right. But like I just say it like Count Chocula. I just think that's what Buttigieg. It's just fun. It's so mad. Just call him No Policy Pete. That's a good one too. You sound like Dracula. Well, I mean, Count Chocula, I mean, he's a vampire. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing. I'm totally a 90s kid. So to me, the first Count Chocula is the first place my mind goes. Fans of Pete want what exactly? Austin, they want you to say his name right. They get really mad when you don't do that. Outside of that, your question is very valid, and I wish I had an answer for you. I have no fucking clue, because that guy stands for nothing. Adrian, what's up? Adrian from Q Bounty, hope to work with you soon. Cool. Yeah, I got your email. I responded to it. Yeah. CIA Pete, that's what Slow News Day calls him. And by the way, I'll be on Slow News Day shortly. We're going to be doing a segment together around noon Pacific time. Hey Zeus, net neutrality is important because it helps the little guy compete with big companies and a voice to the voiceless. Absolutely. And by the way, if we don't have net neutrality, our quest for municipal broadband is going to be stifled too. Because without net neutrality, the internet as we know it would pretty much cease to exist, or at least our access to the internet as we know it would cease to exist. Once we lose the medium, it's all too late. So if we lose the medium, if we don't hold the line on net neutrality, municipal broadband efforts will be for nothing. Because once we lose the medium, we don't get it back. So that's why, sometimes people differentiate between the two. Right now, there is a divide between those two movements. Not a divide as in they're at odds with each other. They're not at odds with each other. But they're kind of just two separate areas, and they need to bridge together. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do with this Epic live stream. That's what I'm trying to do with Fight for the Future. I'm trying to bridge that gap between net neutrality and municipal broadband and get us all on the same team. Because we are on the same team. We're working for the same teams. We're working for free and open internet. We need to understand how those two issues cross-pollinate each other, and we need both. Let's see. Heart on My Sleeve says, I think the 5G argument is designed to keep the energy there instead of municipal broadband. I mean, there's so many other ways to do municipal broadband, though. I mean, you know, like we don't. So, I see what you're saying, though. Natalia, have you heard of Rumthmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica? I did ayahuasca there. You should check it out. I haven't heard of that specifically, no, but I'll look into it. Thank you for that reference, Natalia, or that recommendation. Balthazar says, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced neoliberal trash that will easily lose to Trump. That could be a lot of... that could apply to a lot of folks. Let's see. Jeffrey Long gives a shout out to EFF. EFF is also doing some great work. Absolutely. All right. Elephants on Coke recommends magic mushrooms on beef tacos. Right on. Guys, so a couple quick shout outs. I do have to end early today because I have some other engagements. I'm going to be on Status Coup today. I'm going to be on Slow News Day today. I'm going to be on Nico House today. And I'm going to be doing something. I think that's it. I think that covers it. Status Coup, Slow News Day, Nico House. And I'm also going to be doing a test stream with Fight for the Future today. So I'm going to be getting a lot out there today for the live stream. And guys, again, please, epiclivestream.com on June 11th. Please tune in. Please participate. We're going to be live in Washington, D.C., delivering a petition for net neutrality to Mitch McConnell. Again, that website is epiclivestream.com. You can go there now, and you can submit your comments to be read during the stream. If you want to have a comment for net neutrality, go to epiclivestream.com. Submit it now. It will be read on the stream. And then tune in on June 11th. It starts at 9 in the morning Eastern Time and goes all day. There's going to be some amazing guests on there. Mike Figueredo of the Humanist Report is going to be there. Let's see. Fiorella Isabella is going to be there. And Pasta Jardula from the Convo Couch. Nico House should be on that stream. Who else is going to be on that? A couple folks from TYT are going to be on that stream. Malcolm Fleshner. Oh, man. Yeah, it's going to be a great guest list. It's going to be great. Got paid today, says Phil. Thank you very much for the Super Chat contribution, Phil. Got paid today, and just in case I can't make it to the Connecticut or Boston show, thank you very much for that, Phil. But I really hope to see you at the Connecticut or Boston show, which, by the way, that brings me to my next topic, tour dates. I'm in D.C. on June 11th because the next day, the Progressive Comedy Tour starts in Washington, D.C. June 12th, we're playing Washington, D.C. June 13th, Baltimore. June 14th, 15th, Philadelphia. June 16th, New Haven, Connecticut. June 17th, New York City, baby. June 19th, Boston, Mass. Tickets for all those shows are available at romplacone.com. Please don't wait. Grab your tickets now. They're running out in some cases, which is awesome. They're running low in New York City. Get your tickets now. Don't wait. Romplacone.com. Grab those tickets. If you want to support this show on the sustainability end, please do consider becoming a patron. Patreon.com/Romplacone. For a give what you can level, you get all kinds of exclusive content, and you help me build this show. I want to do more streams. I want to have more guests. I want to do more breaking segments. I want to do more interviews. So if you can support this show on the sustainability end, please do consider it. If not, I totally understand. Please like these videos, share these videos, make sure you're subscribed, and let the ads play all the way through on a separate screen. And don't just do that for me. Do that for all the content creators you know and love. It helps sustain our channels, and we could not do this without you. Guys, thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you for another amazing week on Get Your News On with Ron. We'll be back on Monday. We don't do a Friday stream, although I'm going to try to do a couple bonus streams because I'm not going to be streaming as much when I'm going to be on tour next week. So I'm going to try to do a couple bonus streams. But typically we don't stream on Fridays. I will try to, I'm going to try to throw some bonus streams in there. So no scheduled stream for tomorrow, but keep an eye out on my Twitter because I think I'm going to throw some bonus streams up in there if I can. And the podcast drops tomorrow, as it always does on Fridays. I will see you guys on Monday. We will have a Music Monday on Monday, and then I'll be announcing my tour schedule. So we're not going to have some shows, some live shows for a little while coming up, but I will see you all on Monday. In the meantime, check out the podcast on Friday. Have an amazing weekend. And this has been Get Your News On with Ron. Consider the news gotten. That doesn't even make sense. Lucy says meow. I say peace. Peace.